Hey there, and welcome back to the Growing Bonds podcast. I'm Roberta Bartolo, and today I want to talk about something that has completely changed how I show up in my relationships. Something that has made me a better mother, a better wife, and honestly, a happier person. Calmness. Now, if you had told me years ago that simply being calm could transform my family life, I would have nodded along but not really felt it. But over time, through my own experiences, especially as a mom juggling a million things, I started to notice something. The more I slowed down, the more I breathed through the little moments instead of rushing through them, the better everything felt. My kids responded differently. My conversations with my husband felt lighter. Even the energy in my home changed. And so today, I want to talk about why calmness is such a powerful tool for family relationships. And more importantly, how we can bring more of it in our daily lives. Okay, so let's start with this. What does calmness actually do for our relationships? First of all, calmness is not about being passive or indifferent. It's not about ignoring problems or pretending everything is fine. It's about being present. It's about bringing a sense of peace into the way we communicate, the way we react, and the way we connect with the people we love. Think about the energy we bring into a room. When we're stressed, overwhelmed, or rushing, that energy spreads, especially to our kids. Have you ever noticed that when you're in a hurry, suddenly your child refuses to put their shoes on? Or when you're tense, small disagreements with your partner escalate much faster? That's not a coincidence. On the flip side, when we are calm, it shifts everything. Our kids feel safer to express themselves. Our partners feel more understood. And we ourselves feel less strained because we're not caught up in the whirlwind of stress all the time. So let's break it down. How does calmness actually help us build stronger, deeper connections with our families? Calmness makes communication better. Have you ever had one of those moments where you snap at your child or partner and 2 seconds later you regret it? Yeah, me too. But when I pause just for a moment before responding, I find that I communicate so much better. I actually hear what's being said instead of just reacting, and when we listen with a calm mind, conversations become deeper and more meaningful. Also, our sense of calm helps kids feel safe. Kids are like emotional sponges. They pick up on everything, our tone, our facial expressions, our stress level. When we stay calm, we create an environment where they feel safe to open up, share their thoughts, and even handle their own emotions better. It teaches them, okay, when things feel overwhelming, I don't have to panic. I can slow down and work through it. And that's a gift they'll carry for life. Besides, calmness brings more playfulness and joy. You know those small moments that make family life feel so special? The spontaneous giggles, the funny inside jokes, the cuddles on the couch? Those happen when we're present. When we're rushing, we miss them. But when we slow down and allow space for fun and connection, those moments happen naturally and they stick. Calmness also reduces conflict. This one is big. A lot of the time, arguments escalate not because of what's being said, but because of how we're feeling in the moment. If we're already stressed, the tiniest thing can set us off. But when we're calm, we can respond instead of react. And that means fewer unnecessary fights and more constructive conversations. So, how do we actually do this? How do we bring more calmness into our everyday lives when life is busy and chaotic? Well, I'll tell you. Calmness isn't something you magically wake up with one day. It's a practice, a muscle you build one moment at a time. And here are a few small shifts that have helped me bring more of it into my life. Slow down. Ever notice that when you're rushing, everything feels like an emergency? The faster I move, the more stressed I feel. But when I make a conscious effort to slow down, whether it's in my walking, my speaking, or just the way I approach the day, I feel more present. So now, when I catch myself in rushed mode, I pause. I take a breath, and I remind myself that things will get done, even if I move a little more gently. Breathe before reacting. This one is simple, but it's so powerful. When I feel frustration bubbling up, whether it's with my kids or my husband or just life in general, I take one deep breath before responding. Just one. And it's amazing how much that tiny pause can change how I react. Try it next time you feel overwhelmed. Just one breath. you'll feel the difference. Create quiet moments. I used to think calmness meant finding an hour for meditation and journaling. But honestly, even 2 minutes of quiet can make a difference. Sitting up with a cup of tea, watching the sky for a moment, taking a deep breath in the middle of the day, these little things refill our emotional energy. And when we feel calm, our families feel it too. It's important to be fully present. This one is stuck in a world full of distractions, but it's a game changer. When my kids talk to me, I try to listen without multitasking, without thinking about my to do list. When my husband shares something with me, I put my phone down and give him my full attention. These small moments of presence build stronger bonds than any big grand gestures are good. And yes, practice gratitude. Calmness and gratitude go hand in hand. When I focus on what's good in my family instead of what's missing, my energy shifts. Instead of about stressing about what's next, I appreciate about what's now. And that makes everything feel lighter, warmer, and more connected. So, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if family life is rushed or stressful, try just one of these shifts. Maybe today, just take a deep breath before responding, or slow down when you walk. Put your phone away for 5 minutes and really see the people in front of you. These tiny moments of calmness add up, and before you know it, they become part of your rhythm, part of your family's energy. If this episode spoke to you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Send me a message or share this with someone who needs it. And most importantly, be kind to yourself on this journey. Calmness is a practice, and every little step counts. So now that you know it, take a breath, be present, and keep nurturing those growing bonds. See you next time.